So now we've seen how the default selection behaviour can be used to select the live output or all sequences. How do we select individual items? Well, first we'll need some more sequences which contain MIDI data in order to select them. So we'll just cheat for now and load some built-in test patterns. And click File, Load Built-in Patterns, MISC, and we'll just pick this one here, different octaves ascending. And this fills in all sequences with a very simple ascending pattern. Now if we just press Command and play, as before the default selection behaviour will select them all and play them. And the same for Command and stop. So this is all as expected. So to be more selective, we need to map some select functions in command mode. Now you can map up to 16 sequence selects, one for each possible sequence, and there's also a single select function for the live output, which is here. There's also an all but function which inverts the state of selected sequences, and a deselect all function, which isn't essential as all these select functions act as toggles. Now you can mix and match these any way you like. It makes sense to map a sequence select function for each visible or active sequence, as is done with the factory settings, but you don't have to. If you map a select function for a non-existent sequence, it will just be ignored, and conversely, if you don't map a select function for a sequence, you can't select the sequence from the MIDI keyboard unless you rely on the default selection behaviour or use the all but function. Now it's also best if you decide up front how many sequences you want to use. You can only change the number of sequences at configuration time, and it's recommended you do this before any other configuration, as the change may reset some of your existing settings. So to do this, you click Stop. This drop down box defines a number of sequences. You can go from 2 to 16. So we'll say 3. And then click Run. So these are the 3 sequences and the live output. So let's go back to the key mapper and we'll map some sequence select keys. We'll map a sequence 1, sequence 2, sequence 3 and a live. So now we can use the play and stop commands, but this time we'll use step 2 in the command sequence and select some sequences. So we're in live mode. We press command. Now before we press the play or stop command, we can play around with the sequence selects. That selects sequence 1. In fact, you can see the dynamic template on the virtual keyboard showing you which sequences are selected. Or if we go to the main screen, they're highlighted. Back to the key mapper, you can see we remain in command mode while we're selecting sequences. You can select them in any order, you can press all the selects at once. You won't come out of command mode until you press an actual command. Okay, well let's put it to the test. Let's select sequence 3 and press play, which is this key here. And you see sequence 3 starts playing. We do command, sequence 2, play. We can do command stop, which stops them all. All commands take place at the end of the current cycle for that particular sequence. Okay, let's look at the final step 4 of the command sequence by mapping a command which needs a data value. We'll use a tempo command for this, which needs the number of beats per minute as its data. There's tempo, and the NNN on the command label is just reminding us we need 3 digits to define the beats per minute value. So we'll press command, tempo, and now you can see we've flipped to a new mode, digits mode. The keyboard has no effect now because we've got nothing mapped in digit mode. So let's see what we've got. As you'd expect, we've got the digits 0 to 9. There are some other functions which we'll come on to later. There's the escape and the live play function, which we've seen earlier. So let's map some digits. We can map them in any order. We can duplicate them. So it's completely up to you how you organise this on your keyboard or MIDI input device. Let's have a look at the current tempo. It's currently set to 120 beats per minute. You'll notice all 3 sequences have been selected as soon as we press the tempo command. That's just to remind us that the tempo value has a global effect. So now we'll enter some keys. If we said 1, 8, 0, the keyboard's gone back to live mode, and you'll see the tempo's gone to 180. We'll do that again. Command, tempo, and we'll go 1, 2, 0. And the tempo ramps down to 120. Obviously if a sequence is playing, you can hear the effect. We'll do sequence 2, play, and then we go command, tempo, 1, 8, 0. And we're still in live mode. Command stop. So here's an example of where the escape function would be very useful in digit mode. If we entered command, tempo, and pressed the 8 key by mistake, in order to complete the command sequence and get back to live mode, we'd have to press 2 more digits. As you can see here, the tempo is currently 8NN, so whatever 2 digits we put in, the tempo is going to be 800 plus. So an abort command would be very useful. So this is digit mode. We can choose a key and map an escape function. So now if I press that, we've aborted the tempo command and we're back to live mode, no damage done. Now, as we saw before with the first example, you can reduce any interruption to live playing by mapping the live play function to other keys in that mode. Now, this isn't mandatory. As we discussed before, the command syntax is designed to minimize the time spent out of live mode. Okay, we'll leave it there for now. I've not discussed all the modes. I'll hopefully make some more videos later, but I hope that's enough for you to experiment yourself with the command sequence and dynamic key mapping. So thanks for watching.